Have you ever wondered how composers can build entire worlds just using sound? Well, today we are diving deep into nature's secret playlist. And I'm telling you, after this, you are never going to listen to music or play a video game the same way again.
Seriously, think about it for a sec. You're exploring Hyrule in Zelda, or maybe you're watching some epic movie scene, and the music just swells up and bam, it hits you perfectly. It makes the whole thing feel massive or dangerous or just beautiful. Well, that's not an accident. It's kind of like a secret code, and today, we're going to crack it.
Okay, so let's get into it. Composers have this incredible toolkit that they use to build these amazing audio worlds. It's really all about knowing how to mix just the right ingredients to make you feel like you're actually standing on top of a mountain or swimming in a vast ocean. And it really all boils down to three main controls. You've got melody, rhythm, and instruments. The easiest way to think about it is like a video game controller. The melody, that's your direction, where you're going. The rhythm is your speed and your action button. And the instruments, well, that's like picking your character class. Each one has a totally different vibe. All right, welcome to level 1 of our little sound safari. In this level, we're tackling the big bosses of the natural world, the epic landscapes. We are going to see exactly how composers make you feel the incredible size of mountains and oceans just with sound.
So how in the world do you build something as huge as a mountain out of thin air? With sound, of course. Get ready, because this is where the real magic starts.
Here's the cheat code. That strong, rising melody, that's the feeling of your character leveling up, climbing higher and higher to the peak. The slow, heavy rhythm, that's like the footsteps of a giant, giving the mountain its incredible weight. And those sharp, high notes you hear from the brass and strings, yeah, that's the epic, dramatic view from the very top.
But check out how they handle oceans differently. For a mountain, the power is stable, right? It's all about that upward climb. But for an ocean, it's all about constant motion. So the melodies don't just rise, they have to rise and fall, just like waves. And the rhythm can go from super calm to a crashing storm in a split second.
Now here's a key term for you, flowing melodies. When composers want to create the sound of a river, this is their go-to move. Think of it like a smooth camera pan in a movie, the kind that just follows the water downstream. It's totally designed to guide your ears along the river's path, never stopping, always moving forward.
And just like a real river, the musical one can change its speed. A composer will use these really slow, kind of lazy passages when the river is calm, but then they'll crank the tempo way up for those dangerous, rushing rapids. It's how they create tension and tell a story with nothing but the water itself.
Okay, level 1 complete. Gear up for level 2. We've built the world, and now it's time to populate it. So in this section, we're zooming way in to see how composers create the sounds of all the living things, the characters and the critters that call these landscapes home.
You see, composers are basically sound spies. They listen to absolutely everything. The chirping of a bird, the sound of footsteps crunching on a path, the way branches rustle when something sneaky moves through them. They take all these little sounds from the real world and figure out how to translate them into music.
Okay, I absolutely love this slide. Think of it like you're picking your squad in a video game. Need to create the sound of birds? You pick the flute, your quick scout with its fast, high notes. Want to create a sense of mystery deep in the forest? You send in the clarinet, your sneaky rogue. And for the heavy footsteps of some giant beast, you bring in the drums and low strings, your heavy tank.
All right, it is time for the final level. You could even call it the boss level. This is where we see how music controls the entire atmosphere. It's just like putting a filter on a photo you're about to post, or changing the dynamic lighting in a game. It can change the whole feel of a scene in a heartbeat.
A perfect example of this is the seasons. Music can instantly tell you what time of year it is. Spring gets light, bouncy music for all that new life. Summer feels warm and super energetic. Autumn slows everything down with those flowing melodies for falling leaves. And then there's winter. It becomes quiet, soft, and still, just like a fresh blanket of snow.
But if you really want to see music flip a switch on the mood, there is no bigger contrast than day versus night. It is one of the most powerful tools in a composer's entire kit, for sure.
So to create the feeling of sunlight, composers use bright, high-pitched instruments and these sparkling melodies. It's basically the musical equivalent of opening the curtains on a super sunny day. It just feels full of energy and happiness.
And then, boom, night falls. The music instantly drops. The melodies become soft and low, the rhythm slows to a crawl, and this creates a feeling of darkness, of stillness, and maybe even a little bit of mystery. It's a total mood shift, and it's done entirely with sound.
And let's not forget the weather.
Music is the ultimate forecast. You can create a terrifying thunderstorm with loud, fast, crashing notes, or a peaceful rainy day with a gentle, repeating rhythm. It's all about picking the right sounds to get that perfect weather effect.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? If you boil it all down, it really comes to this one simple idea. Composers aren't just making sounds, they are painting pictures. They use the secret code of melody, rhythm, and instruments to literally make you see with your ears. And that leaves us with one final thought. The next time you're just outside, walking around, listen closely. Listen to the wind, the cars, the birds. If you had to compose the soundtrack for your world, for your own neighborhood, what would that playlist even sound like? Think about it. We'll see you next time.